Okay, we are now recording. All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Today, we're going to be going over the Learn W3 Manager overview. I know we've had some questions asking what is this about and who is this for? So this training is specifically for managers. You guys are actually the leaders that are associated in Learn W3 for your team. So I know there are some assistants on the call, which is great. Some future permissions and future skills and duties for yourself whenever you become a manager. But as of right now, during this training, when you get back into your live environment, you'll notice you won't be able to do anything unless you're a manager. So let's look at this here. So the objectives we're going to go over today are going to be the leader view, as far as what you see when you log into LearnW3. We'll go over some reports so that you can be able to manage your team, know if they're compliant with all the courses that are associated to them, and just also to see like the login history, the user activity, what has been completed as well. We will go over the dashboard, how to manage your people, and some cool things about what we have in the system here is managing people. You're able to reset their password, send them the log information again. You're also able to deactivate them and reactivate them. So if you have someone that's going to go on leave for a while and you want to deactivate them and then they come back, you can reactivate them. So a lot of the permissions are given more to you instead of putting a ticket in and having to say, hey, my person can't get in. You can reset the password yourself. And then one of the cool features that I actually do love about the new LMS is that you have the ability to assign courses as well. So you're able to assign courses throughout the time span of your employee working underneath you. If you feel like somebody is a good candidate to be promoted or wants to continue on a path and work toward being an assistant manager or a manager, you're able to associate leadership courses to them. Or if you have someone that could do a little better on marketing or soft skills over the phone, you can associate those courses to them too through the system. All right, just to make sure that everybody is hearing me okay and seeing my screen, can you guys give me a thumbs up under the reactions tab so I can make sure that we're all on the same page here? If you're used to Zoom, you can go to usually on the right-hand corner, you'll see a little reactions section. If you click on that, you'll be able to see some of the different, either perfect. I see Crystal's got a thumbs up there. Anybody else? Everybody else good? All right. I'm going to thank you, Stephanie. All right. So I'm going to make sure you guys are able to hear me, able to see my screen, and so on. So let's go and talk about the leader view. So the leader view, this is only going to be associated to managers only. We have two different views within LearnW3. We have a leader view and we have a learner view. These currently at the moment are very similar. They have the same pretty much functionality as far as what they're for, except the leader view is able to have report sections that the learner view would not be able to see. And the leader view also allows us to add different criteria or maybe notifications or different news that are just manager specific in the LearnW3 system. You're also able to access documents and also, like I said, pull the reporting directly from the leader view. So I'm going to go and pull what that looks like so you actually know what I am talking about. Okay. So we should all be able to see my screen right now. I'm actually in LearnW3. So whenever you log into LearnW3, if this is what you are used to seeing, go ahead and just give me a thumbs up in the chat or under reactions so I know that you're actually seeing the correct screen here. Perfect. All right. Thank you. Okay. So when you log in, it takes you directly here. So this is what I was going to go over, which is the leader view. So the leader view has this section here to the top left. It's the report section. These are going to be the reports you're going to want to pull, and we'll go over reporting a little more in detail in just a moment. But this takes you directly to pulling who is due for courses, who has recently completed courses, and who has courses that are overdue. So these are the three reports you're going to be wanting to utilize when it comes to your team and what they're completing, what their activity is within the LMS. If you notice here, this looks exactly like the learner view. So this is kind of what your teammates are able to see when they log in. They see go to training, which takes you directly to your dashboard. They're able to see document storage, which is all of the documents we have that we transferred over from the old LMS into the new one. And you have some of the vendors here. We have Alliance, United Healthcare, and Entrada. So you can go directly to United Healthcare just by clicking on United Healthcare within the LMS. Same with Alliance. If they need to go directly to Alliance to access maybe some of the safety meetings or safety notes or any of the HR related ones, you can go directly to Alliance from clicking on here. We currently do not have anything under policy and procedures. We're working on maybe taking this section off or maybe adding something different like a new podcast video each month or just something to spruce this particular leader and learner view page. As you see here on the right-hand side under company news, I have the Zoom link here and the details for today's Zoom call. I just wanted you to be able to see that there's a difference in the views. So this is what anybody with a manager role sees at this moment, which is the leader view. And then if I go to this is the screenshot, this is what the individuals would see if they were actually logged in as a learner. So as you see, there is no report section here. Everything else looks identical. And if you look under the company news section here, you're not able to see that Zoom meeting because that was only updated on the leader view instead of the learner view. So we'll try to make that a little more helpful going forward, where we're able to update more specific updates that are more manager specific, where you can see it directly here in the LMS, as well, of course, in your emails and everything else. Let me go to my chat real quick. I do have some chats here. Perfect. Okay. Let's make sure there was no questions. Everything looks good there. Okay, so we're going to go directly to the next section. The next section that we're looking at here is going to be the training section. So to go directly to training through the LMS, you would go to training. You'll see this little icon with a looks like a teacher and students looking where a board is. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to open up another window. So your first window will always still be your leader view, so you can always go back to those reportings. And then the next window that just opened up is going to be your dashboard. So the dashboard, this section here is going to show you who your team members are, shows you the activity for your team members. It will also allow you to see their login activity if they've never logged in. So this is kind of a really cool tool to be able to see that at a glance here instead of having to go and drill into the reporting for it. So I am using just a test login membership, and I made myself as a manager for the corporate team here. So you'll notice a lot of different corporate employee names under my activity or under my team. So I'm looking here, I have 11 total team members, which are, I have Bid, I have the regionals, I have Judy. So you'll be able to see here that they're active, if there's any courses that are associated to them, how many have been completed at this time, and what their role is. So if you are a manager, you will see your access role would be named a team leader. So just so you know, that's what that is for. So this shows me all of my my people. I can see the list view. There's also a chart view. So if you wanted to see how everybody's doing based on chart and numbers, if imagery is a lot easier for you to kind of grasp and to look at how your team is, you can also look at the chart view there. If I go to my right-hand side, I can see login activity, and I can also see never logged in. So this is where you'd be able to access who your individuals are that have not done any of their courses and kind of see when the last time they logged in. So that's just going to be your team member activity as far as what you're looking for there on the dashboard. You can also go to people here, which is exactly where we were just at. And if you want to access what your individual users see whenever they log in to the system, you can just click on their name. So if I went ahead and clicked on, let's see, Judy Young here, I'd be able to see what Judy has completed. I'd be able to see her recent activity, the courses that she has, if there are any learning paths that are created at this time, since we just got the LMS. We have not developed any learning paths just yet. We do have courses associated to a group, which are the job descriptions and their profile of what type of job they have. So that's what we have at this moment. We do want to, in the hopefully within the next 6 months, create some learning paths that are going to be great for our agents to be able to take advantage of, to kind of continue on that role of being promoted or working within to a new path. So like I said, I'm looking right now as Judy, so I can see what she's completed, when she completed these. So she has been on a roll here. She's completed all of these assignments 14 days ago, 15 days ago. So bravo to Judy on that. I'm going to go back to my dashboard. There we go. So once again, dashboard shows you who your users are. You can log in as your person, as whoever they are. And as well, if I was logged in, for example, as Judy, or let me go back to Judy here. I'll be able to look at options. So under options, if I go to options here, so once again, I went to my people, I clicked on that user. So for example, I'm using Judy here. I can reset her password. So if I was going to reset her password, it gives me the opportunity to give her a temporary password. So if I just typed in the word password 1 and saved that, I'd be able to email her and say, hey, here's your new password to get back into the system. I can also email a link for them to log into the LMS if they don't know the URL, or if they need to log in through an email, you can do that as well. This is by sending the enrollment link one more time. Okay, I'm going to pause for a moment, make sure we don't have any questions in the chat box at this time. Give me one moment. Let's see. Okay, don't see any questions right now. How do you guys feel about that, about being able to see your teammates' information, being able to reset their own password? Let me know what you think in the chat box, or if you want to do a reaction. Okay, I see a heart here. Thank you, Crystal. Perfect. Anybody in the chat box? Anybody want to share what you think about that? Perfect. Kendra said great. Okay. Well, let's move on. Let's see here. Okay, so let's talk about reporting. So reporting is going to be, a big part of making sure that we're all taking accountability of what our team members are doing. Of course, my job as your director or trainer is to make sure that we're all on the same page and make sure everybody's compliant. But what I love about this is that it really puts a team effort into having you be able to pull the reports and making sure your agents or your team members, maintenance, and everybody is doing their part on completing their assignments. So if you guys will let me know, if you're listening, in the chat box, you can unmute yourself. Where can I find these 3 reports that we're about to go over? So there's courses coming due next 30 days, recently completed courses, and course sections report. Where do you think I can find these particular reports at? We talked about it at the beginning of the call. Let's see if anybody remembers where. So you can either type it in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and let me know. Anybody? Bueller? All right. So it's your first time with this. So I'm gonna give you guys I'll give you guys a freebie on this one. So you're gonna find this on the leader view page, right? So the leader view page, once again, let me go back to that. It's your first tab here. So when you log in, it's going to be this section right here to the top left, reports. So let's get a look at this real quick. So I'm going to look at the courses coming due next 30 days. So I'll click on that. It's going to open up my reports. So I want to be able to view the reports right now that are coming due within 30 days. So right now I have 2 reports that are coming up due, which is the fair housing series and the sexual harassment series. And they are due 6 days, within 6 days. So this is one report. I like that one. The one that you can see when people are overdue for reports is going to be your course exceptions report. So I can see here, I just pulled this for my team, that we have a lot of them that are overdue at the moment. So these are the sexual harassment reports, fair housing. So it's going to let us, sorry, regionals, I know you're busy. Sorry for calling y'all out on this call, but hey, you're part of my team. So this shows y'all who's overdue, and how many past days they're actually overdue, and so on. The cool thing about the reporting in the system, you can download this as an Excel spreadsheet. You can also download as a CSV file. When it comes to reporting, you can do 2 different things when it comes to email. You can request the report as an email once. So I can go ahead and go to my email button here, and it's going to email me this particular report. That way, if I wanted to get it via email. Another cool thing you can do is there is a little icon with an email with a plus sign, and you can add a recurring emails with the reports being sent to you, just like we have in Entrada. So I can, set, what email I want this to go to. Right. Wrong company. Okay. And I can have it set, weekly, monthly, yearly, daily. So I'm going to go ahead and set this for monthly. And I can have it set on whatever day of the month. So maybe I want to have this set every, let's say, I'll have it set every 2nd of the month at 9 a.m. And I want it sent as an Excel spreadsheet, and I can add the report. So now that's added. So adding the recurring reports is like you just saw, it's so easy. It's going to be really helpful when it comes to making sure that you're on top of the stuff for your team. If there's certain days of the month that you want to set as, this is the day that we check the LMS and make sure everybody's compliant, then you'd want to make sure that you set that email for maybe a couple days before. That way you're already kind of briefed on what you're going to be looking at. All right. So this is, once again, your report section. And this is your go-to that's easier for reports. You do have reports here as well on your dashboard. You can access it from here. This does give you a lot of other different types of reports. So there's learning path, courses, people, teams, modules, compliance summary, and so on. So there are other individual reports you can pull that are associated to your members. We actually have it set up to where it's associated to more of teams, like your manager and groups. So some of these reports may pull based off the property. So as you see here, this says W3 Luxury Living. We don't have a user called W3 Luxury Living. So it's going to be easier for you to pull your reports based off of what you see right here. So these are going to be your most, probably your most detailed reports when it comes to looking at what your team is doing. All right. Any questions on reporting before we move on? Let me look at the chat. All right. I don't see any questions on reporting. I did see that Stephanie did like the chart view on the dashboard. That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool how it gives it a really good visual look to it. That way, if you're looking at that, you can better see how your team is doing. All right, so went over the dashboard. Let's talk about managing users a little more in detail. So I showed you guys how to reset the password if you need to. You also have the ability to deactivate users and also reactivate users. You can look at their recent activity, and you can also assign courses. So Let me get back to my LMS here. So once again, if you are on the call and you are an assistant that's just kind of filling in or just kind of seeing what it's about, you won't be able to do any of these particular items unless you're showing as a team leader under your access level. All right, let me get back to LMS here. Close this. All right, so I'm going to look at my people. And I am going to, we'll look at Coleman here. Okay. One moment, just finding my way back. All right, so Coleman has never logged in. So we can, make fun of him or talk bad about him later about that. So once again, when it comes to managing your users, we talked about that you can reset your password. That's going to be under options under the drop down there. You'll be able to see under the top right-hand corner if they've logged in, when their last login status was. I do see here that he's an active, user account, and he is set as a learner. Like I said, it would show as a team leader here if he was a manager. Alrighty, let's look at here under courses. Okay, so the next thing that I was talking about was we're able to actually assign additional courses to our users in events that somebody is not doing so well, or maybe that it could be an example that somebody's going to start taking over social media. And we want to make sure that they're kind of more informed on how social media is. So if I'm looking at Coleman's profile here under courses, he only has one module that is associated to him at this time. If I wanted to go and assign additional modules to him, I would click on this Assign to Courses button. So once again, I went to People. I'm looking at Coleman's profile. I clicked on his name, and now I'm looking under the sub-tab Courses. Okay. So if I go to Assign to Course, this is going to show me all the courses that are available. I can search for them manually as well. Let's see, if I did social media, type in the word social media. So it shows me 2 courses that are associated with social media. So there's social media marketing, and there is social media reputation management series. If I know that he's going to be doing both of these and taking over our social media for our property, I can go ahead and associate both of those and click on Assign. I can send an email notification to the learner as well, so they know that they just got new courses assigned. So that's going to be your best practice. So make sure you send that notification to them, and then you'll click on what you're going for and then assign. There are a lot of different other courses. I did send you guys the course catalog to look through. Say, let's say that Coleman is going into maintenance now. So he's over the corporate world, and he's going back on site, and he is going to start doing maintenance. We have modules on dishwashers, on stackable washer and dryers, on washer and dryers, on dryers. I know that a lot of our properties don't have these, but for some communities that we actually have to buy washer and dryers, and we'll have to maintain them, these are some good courses to associate to your maintenance team. So the search button is a really cool tool just to kind of go through and find out what you have that is associated to either leasing, maintenance, and whatever workflow you're looking for. I really do like the leadership course that we do have as well. So this is great just to associate to some of your users that are looking to be promoted. So we have that right there for you. So once again, that's Assign to Course. You'll search for the course, send them the email, let them know they got a new notification, and assign. Okay, let me just check my chat box, make sure I don't have anything here. All right, so just to make sure you guys are still with me, how do you guys feel about being able to do that? Let's see. Sorry, I'm using, oh, we got some chats coming. I'm using Zoom for the first time instead of GoToMeeting, and I'm trying to find where everything's at. Okay, so Stephanie had a question. She does not have the option to email a course. Okay. So Stephanie, I will check your credentials on that, but you should be able to at least assign the course and should have that checkbox there to send the email to them. So I will
Yeah,
definitely.
it looks like the checkbox is what's missing on all
Okay.
of these courses.
But you do have the ability to assign a course?
Well, I can go to courses and I can search for one, but if I did want to assign it, I don't have the checkbox to actually email it to them.
Are you looking under a user or as yourself?
I am, well, I went to people and then I went to Katie and then I went to search for social media because I actually am wanting to do that for her. So you had a great example. So I was doing it with you.
Okay, got it. All right, well, let me look at that. I just want to make sure that you're set up correctly.
Okay.
And I'll make sure that it shows you as a team, a leader view.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Shirlita said awesome. Heather said good. Awesome. Okay, perfect. I'm glad that will work for you guys. Okay, so we went over the users. Now just to get you guys familiar with the course catalog. So the course catalog, that has compliance in there, operational, leasing and marketing, has subjects on in the know, leadership, maintenance, performance-based training, and also some additional webinars. What you will notice in our LMS, what we are missing is going to be more of the safety courses. We actually opted out of the safety courses because we have those already in Alliance MyPay. I'm working with our regionals right now to get those courses sent over to me so we can upload them into the LMS so they can be there at your discretion to pull at any time, or just kind of retake if you need like a refresher on those. We'd like to have it all consolidated into one place. So let me pull up the course catalog to get you guys a little familiar with it. All right, so the course catalog here, you can scroll down here. So these are the compliance courses. So we have these, and you'll be able to see the time limit for each one. So if you know that it's a busy day and you really don't think that you have enough time to assign a course to somebody, then maybe you want to do a 15-minute course over a 185-minute course or 40-minute course. Your longest courses, of course, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say of course after course, is going to be the fair housing one. So if you haven't taken the fair housing course, it is a little long and it does really pick your brain on certain situations, and it really makes the user or student that's taking it really pay attention in order to pass the quizzes. So just FYI, if you're getting your people to finish taking these courses, just make sure that you give them enough time and concentration for that. So we have compliance courses, we have fundamental operational courses, so things like renewals, understanding and creating budgets, dealing with difficult situations, conflict management. We won't have cybersecurity or active shooter because those are going to be under the safety guidelines. Leasing, so leasing is pretty cool. We have like leasing 101, leasing 201, 202. We have some really cool kind of Netflix type of training course in there where they can actually binge the training. They can like the training, they can comment on the training, they can share it to their Facebook or their social media, saying, hey, I just took this course. I like that they can comment on the training so people that are going to be taking it afterwards can actually interact and have that kind of social media feel to it. So let's see, there's again, the marketing, in the know. So in the know is going to be kind of what's going on right now with up to date in our time in 2019. So there's COVID best practices, there's hoarding best practices. There's kind of how to on video virtual tours, how to record, what are the best practices for those, and even some of like the legal considerations. So a lot of good information there. There's stuff on coaching, um, and then of course the leadership stuff. So leadership 101, leadership 201, and then we do have some maintenance courses, which I love that they actually had some maintenance courses, um, and some that are more specific based off of um, wordings. Like I said, there was some under dishwasher, AC, and so on. So these are some of the other additional maintenance courses that we do have. So there's more specific based on the type of problem, like electrical, HVAC, plumbing, appliances. And these are all found within those courses if you just search for them. That's why I wanted to give you guys this so you can be able to see what you wanted to search for. So if we're having some HVAC issues, or maybe somebody that's wanting to be promoted from porter to a tech or assistant, these would be some good courses to assign to them. And then last but not least, they do have some, there you go, some webinars. There's plenty of webinars that are usually about 30 minutes long that they can take as well. These are already pre-recorded webinars. I will let you guys view this on your own time. Before we end this, I just want to make sure that we don't have any other questions when it comes to the new LMS. So I'm going to open it up for questions at this time. How do you guys feel? Everybody good? Are we excited to get to know the LMS a little more? You guys are so quiet today. All righty. Perfect. Thank you, MLR. All right. Well, if nobody has any other questions, Crystal's excited to start navigating. Crystal, that's your trainer side of you. Charlita, excited. Perfect. I'm glad you guys had the time to be on the call today. And I'm going to up this into the LMS as well. So if you are a regional and your manager was not able to attend, this is going to be on the LMS for them to be able to view again. You guys have a great rest of your day and get your people into the LMS, get them updated, and get them finished on their courses. All right. Bye, everybody. See you and talk to you soon.